I'm attorney George McCranie. I have offices in Valdosta and Douglas, Georgia. And today I'd like to talk about the myth that the back seat is safer than the front seat. And I'd also like to talk with you about the dangers of not wearing a seatbelt when you're in the back seat. Now, many times over the years I've heard from friends and family members that riding in the back seat is safer than riding in the front seat. I heard it from my dad for years. Now, many times this false sense of security leads folks not to wear their seatbelts in the back seat. And I look at it this way. Vehicle crashes are usually fast and violent, and the laws of physics apply to people riding in the back seat just like they do to folks in the front seat. In fact, not wearing your seatbelt in the back seat can put folks in danger that are in the front seat. So, let's talk about why it's important to wear your seatbelt at all times when you're in a vehicle. Now, unbuckled passengers are 3 times more likely to die in a crash. Now, quite frankly, the myth that you don't need a seatbelt in the back seat, that myth is dangerous. Crash tests show that passengers riding in the rear seats can be thrown over the front seat, smashing into the steering wheel, the dashboard, or the front windshield, sometimes being thrown out the front windshield. Also, unbuckled rear passengers can apply a bone-crushing force against a person riding in the front seat in a crash. So, take a look at the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety video that shows this exact thing happening. So not only is the person in the front seat subjected to the force of the crash, but they're also subjected to the force from the weight and the impact of the unbuckled rear seat passenger smashing into them. Now, finally, if there's a rollover in the crash, unbuckled passengers are more likely to be ejected from the vehicle. And being ejected usually increases the chances of being seriously injured or killed. Now, let me share an unusual quirk in Georgia law. In Georgia, only backseat passengers who are under the age of 18 years old have to wear seatbelts. Now, in the United States, 28 states require backseat passengers to wear seatbelts. Unfortunately, Georgia does not. And Georgia ranks 6th in the nation for unrestrained passenger fatalities. Now, I hope I've done a good job of explaining why wearing a seatbelt in the back seat is a great idea. Now, wearing one could save your life or the life of someone that you care about. Now, if you, a friend or family member has been injured in an accident that wasn't their fault and need legal help or have questions, feel free to call the George McCranie Law Firm. You can reach us at 833-927-6227, or you can message the George McCranie Law Firm on Facebook Messenger, and we'll help you get the answers to your questions that you need. I'm attorney George McCranie. I have offices in Valdosta and Douglas, Georgia. Thank you for watching my video today.